Fine, I'll admit it. I was the one putting the dead bodies in the companion cubes.
Portalpilled is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Hello, I'm portalpilled and I love Portal. I know. Ladies, settle down now. Has this ever happened to you? You're hanging out with your friends who aren't as portalpilled trademarked as you, and suddenly one of them says, "Hey, did you know Chell is Cave and Carolyn's daughter?" And you just sit there and shake your head. These Call of Duty cells don't know a thing. Happens to me like once a day, because I hang out with my friends so often. So today, me and my dearest friend, Jacox98, will be delving into the sheer lunacy that is this theory. Now, I want this to be known. This is not only the most popular post about this theory, it's the one that shows the most evidence. So, don't think I cherry-picked a bad example here. This is the cream of the crop. Also, while watching this video, I want you to keep in the back of your mind throughout all of this, Chell is an Asian woman, and these are two white people. Just some food for thought. So, hello Josie. I have a very important thing for you to read out. I think you're going to really enjoy it too. But
all right.
Would you like to introduce yourself before I make you read my favorite Reddit story?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Josie, aka Jacox98. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So here's my favorite Reddit story.
Is it like a true story, like the ones on 2's Horror and No Sleep?
Yeah, when you're reading this out, just so you can, like, pay attention, I want you to imagine some guy doing Minecraft parkour while you're reading it to yourself.
Portal theory. Caroline/Glados and Cave Johnson are Chell's parents. Okay, this is a 12-year-old theory. My God. To start off, when you walk into the room where Bring Your Daughter to Work Day was held, you will notice an experiment involving a potato that has grown to a huge size. If you look closely on the corner of the poster for that experiment, you will notice a little scribble that says, "By Chell." This means that Chell made that experiment. There aren't a whole lot of other girls named Chell, and is the daughter of an Aperture employee. Specifically, the daughter of Cave Johnson and Caroline. Hold on, wait. There's an image.
I would like you to refer to this image that I provided for us internally. She refers to her dad and Mr. Johnson as two different people on this exact image that they refer to.
Oh yeah, wait. Let me read out one of the bits of the poster, because I read this earlier and I immediately was like, no, okay, there's no way you can say that Chell and Cave are related. When she says, "I asked my dad if I could do a different project because I already did a potato battery project in class, but in class last year, and he said no, Mr. Johnson could get mad." Why? That just means her dad would be referring to himself in the third person if her dad was Cave.
Well, I don't know if you've ever had conversations with a father before, but whenever I talk to my dad, he does start referring to himself as Mr. Portalpilled, and it does make me a little weary every time I ask for something.
I've never had a dad. I was just found in a tube, so I don't know.
So it's my favorite piece of evidence it's my second favorite piece of evidence for this theory, because there's another piece of evidence for it that's even more outrageous than this, and you'd be surprised.
Specifically, the daughter of Cave Johnson and Caroline. How do we know? For starters, take a look at Chell's science project. It has flourished and grown into a large plant, all while the others have stayed the same size they were. What? How did this happen? She used a rapid growth chemical, but Chell wouldn't be able to steal anything What? I'm really confused. Where did they get this from? Do they not know that Portal 2 takes place noticeably, visibly, tons of time after the original? Obviously it could have just grown after a really long time.
They thought this up, so I have to give some respect to it, because they, instead of finding evidence, they took it a step further and made their own evidence, which is tough to do.
I just read ahead a little bit. Okay. How did this happen? She used a rapid growth chemical, but Chell wouldn't be able to steal anything because, judging by her handwriting, she can't be older than 7 years of age. So how did she get it? Well, first of all, kids can steal stuff. Cave Johnson, I believe in Chell. I believe Kid Chell could steal rapid growth chemical. Cave Johnson gave it to her. He doesn't mind cheating, judging by how he gives tumors, superheated brain implants, mantis DNA injections, and other unsafe scientific procedures to his volunteers. He also has the access.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He also has the access to one of the most advanced science laboratories in the world, so obtaining that chemical isn't hard.
I love the idea that like Cave Johnson himself is giving all these things to the people who sign up for his bullshit.
I also like adding on to what you just said, that like it's him personally doing it, and also because he has a lab, that means he has to have all of these things in it. Like the lab has to get the things from somewhere else. I don't know why he would have rapid growth chemical lying around unless he had plans for it.
And also, I also would like to refer back to Chell's poster. This science experiment is about a potato battery. I don't know why she would have growth serum for it.
I don't know. That's a really bad potato battery experiment.
Chell is actually a fucking idiot, actually. What the hell?
Portal 2 theory. New moron theory. Chell is the idiot.
Everyone else is actually really smart because Cave Johnson's getting and inventing growth serum, but Chell's just a fucking idiot.
She's not just a 7-year-old, she's also an idiot too.
Also, like, if I was in a potato battery context and my potato battery was just really big,
I think you would lose. Did she win, or was there like a defined winner in that at all?
I did not bother to check to see like
YouTube.com show me this portal experiment. There are more.
That is the most badass thing I've ever fucking seen.
Like, subscribe, all notifications
That's
on.
a good one.
Oh, all of them were potato batteries. Wow.
This one's mine.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can tell.
I put a calculator into it.
Put a little gadget into it.
I got my dad, Cave Johnson, to just, just give me things.
Be misremembering Portal 2 a little wrong. Isn't Cave like a little stingy at least? Like, at least with money, I know he is. It makes no sense for him to like just take something and then give it away.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but he needs his daughter to win.
Oh, that one's mine. Potato. Wait, why does that say not a lemon? I know it's a reference to the lemons later or something, but like, why? Why did you actually try to make a lemon battery? Why are kids so stupid?
I thought this one was yours.
If I was gonna say anyone was Cave's child, I would say this one, because what is that?
That's my potato battery.
You made 2?
Yeah. I wanted to secure the win. Like, yeah. I do want to mention, this is like a genuine point I have about this. I think the reason that Shell's potato battery is the only one that has actually like overtaken and dominated the facility is because it's like symbolism for how she's the only one who can take over the facility. I
was gonna say the same thing. It's very much metaphorical. Actually, it's growth serum given to her by Cave Johnson, aka her father, who refers to himself in the third person.
You're going to love this next point of this theory. I'm serious. It is really
okay. Now let's take a look at the painting of Cave Johnson with Carolyn, shall we? One thing to mention is that... Oh, wait, let me pull up the painting, even though I definitely know what it looks like. That's not the painting. One thing to mention is that the time period this was made in, oil paintings would mostly be custom made, most of the time of families, not of co-workers. Not really.
Also, yeah, this is like the 70s, right? Like, I don't... What, 70s, 80s or something like that? I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like... I just feel like anybody can be in an oil painting at that point.
I feel like at that point, if you're getting an oil painting of yourself, you're a rich businessman. This reveals that Carolyn is most likely married / courting Cave Johnson. Not convinced? Cave Johnson, when poisoned by Moonrock, specifically asked for Carolyn's mind to be uploaded to Glados and placed in charge of the entire facility. Wouldn't it be more logical to have one of the head scientists be in charge, since they would be more knowledgeable about running a huge scientific facility? As many dying people do, Cave Johnson left his most important possession to the woman he loved most, Carolyn. So I feel like he knew she was a pretty good assistant, and so he was like, I want you to run things because you're a really good assistant.
And also,
if Cave loved her at all, then I don't know if it was reciprocated or not. They don't really show anything like that.
It's also like,
you're saying?
It's also like, let's say hypothetically, like the Cavelin like ship here is canon. I personally don't believe it, but a lot of people do for some reason. So it's like, let's say there's nothing denying it. So
yeah,
that has nothing to do with what he's about to say here, which is the best sentence in the entire thing.
Back to the subject of the painting. If you look closely in the background on the left, you will notice a young girl, which is Chell. Okay, back when she wasn't a test subject, back when Cave Johnson was still alive, and back when Caroline was still human.
Please?
Chell has lived at Aperture for her whole life, which is also confirmed in the comic Lab Rat when you can see a teddy bear near Chell's bed.
Okay, now please refer to the provided image.
Oh yeah, that's totally a little girl. She's like in the background. Okay, so for this to be possible, like she would not only have to be in the background, she would have to be like 50 feet away from them, and the books have to be massive.
And also, why wouldn't Cave have his child sitting on his lap or something?
I have to put my child in the background. I care about her so much that I stole things for her, but I didn't want her to be in the photo.
She lost, even though I stole shit for her, so she has to stand 50 feet back.
Yeah, no, that's not a little girl. If I invert the image, it's like even more obvious that's not a little girl.
Clearly you know nothing about the world, but sure. We do have to talk about this random slip of the teddy bear referred to in Lab Rat. They didn't link it, but I did link it because it's like kind of the best part about this. My second favorite part of this theory is the idea that like it wasn't Ratman who left the fucking teddy bear. Like Cave, who is already dead by the time of this comic, and Carolyn, who is already Glados, so her potential parents are already like, you know, long gone. But somehow, some way, they got a teddy bear by her like bed. Wouldn't it make more sense for the character who this comic is about and who is literally circling the teddy bear in this comic to have left that there? I mean, it's awesome and my favorite part, but it's also like, I don't understand what they're getting at with this and why there was no elaboration, because this seems like an actual interesting piece of evidence that they not only didn't link, but also like had no elaboration on, aside from the fact where it's like, well, Chell lived there her whole life, and it's like, yeah, because she probably was 7 when she was trapped there.
Another thing, speaking of like how old Chell is and stuff like that, like, a point that I wanted to make is that it really doesn't make any sense for Cave, specifically at least, to be her father by like an age sense of when he died and she was born. Like, so based on timeline stuff, that there's like a bunch of people who have theorized that Half-Life 1's Black Mesa is, I'm bringing Half-Life lore into this because I want to, but Half-Life lore dictates that the Black Mesa incident probably happened in like December 2000. And we know, I think the whatever happened with like Glados probably happened like at least a little before the Black Mesa incident. So like that would mean Chell was likely born in the late 80s or early 90s, something like that.
Yeah.
Cave is like very obviously dead by whenever she's born. Like he's talking about like the only recordings we have of his voice in the old Aperture facility, which most of it looks like it's from like the 70s and early 80s at the latest. He's talking about how he's about to die. So like imagine an 80-year-old man finally decides he's gonna have kids and he's dying of moon rock poisoning. I don't think he's gonna have a kid successfully.
I also, you know what that horribly reminds me of? So, there's like this, I don't know if you've ever seen the show Hey Arnold, but there's this like really old theory, or not old theory, I guess old theories, like years ago.
I've heard theories about Hey Arnold, so I might know it.
Where he's raised by his grandparents, right? The theory is that the reason he has like a football-shaped head is because his grandparents had him. Those are his actual parents. And so he has like birth defects, and that's why he's a football-shaped head. That's like a really, really popular Hey Arnold theory from like 10 years ago.
What the fuck was going on in people's heads 10 years ago?
I don't know. Theory, his grandparents are his parents. The grandparents are mentally unstable, and
some of you may be wondering, why would GLaDOS be so mean to Chell? You.
So,
okay.
That was a nice recap of Portal 2, don't you think?
Totally. I also really liked the part where they're like, Chell might feel the need to stay down there because Chell is like, oh my god, you're my mom. Even though like the whole game, it's pretty, I feel like you're supposed to realize that Chell doesn't like being there or likes GLaDOS particularly.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't make sense for something for GLaDOS to care about, because why would she have to test? Like, she could just, like, theoretically, if that was true, that Caroline was Chell's mom, and she wanted to stay in the place she's been trapped in for a long, long time, which I don't know why she would want to stay there. If she wanted to stay, why would she have to test? Couldn't she just, like, chill?
I just realized you're my daughter, and I'm your mother. I think we should put all of our differences aside and we should hang out, but I still want to put you through deadly testing. I'm going to have to test you.
I'm sorry, Chell, you're in the facility. I have to make you test, even though you are my daughter.
I just can't stop testing.
Caroline reinstalled.
You know, you could make the argument saying, like, well, she still has the itch. The facility still gives her the itch. But the testing initiative robots are still there. Why couldn't she just use them and have Chell chill out or something? I love this idea of, like, it's so much, like, going, like, no, that doesn't exist, they can't be gay, stop it! It's so much.
Stop it, they have to be mother and daughter. What the fuck is a lesbian?
What I love about this whole elaboration is that, and quote-unquote, the elaboration is a recap of Portal 2, but not only that, an incorrect recap, because they say that, like, oh, the reason they want to get up to Wheatley is to save Chell. No, they want to get up to Wheatley because he's going to blow up the facility and kill everybody. That is the reason. So they need to get up there to stop him. Why does GLaDOS save Chell? It's kind of like, I don't think people really understand that GLaDOS, you know, Chell may not reciprocate, but it is very obvious that GLaDOS is super attached to Chell, like in every sense of the word. Like, it's just an obsession. Like, you can call it romance because the writers call it romance, which is, you know, I usually go by what the writers say, but no, God forsake that. It's clearly, like, she is obsessed with Chell. Of course she would save Chell because it's like, she wasn't the one to have killed her. GLaDOS wants to be the one to have killed her in a smart and cool way, not over some bullshit that Wheatley did. So if GLaDOS still wanted to kill Chell, she wouldn't have kept her out in space, because if GLaDOS wanted to kill Chell by any means, Chell would be dead. Chell would be crushed and died. Like, that is the thing. The whole point of GLaDOS wanting to kill Chell is she wants to do it in a special, like, in a way that, like, shows how smart she is, that she triumphed over Chell. This wouldn't be a victory for GLaDOS if Chell just died in space. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like with a lot of what you're saying, like, it becomes really obvious that, like, even if you don't perceive them as lesbians, which you don't necessarily have to, like, Chell is still, like, the science experiment that GLaDOS is most attached to. Like, that's what Chell is, regardless if it's lesbians or not. It really wouldn't none of this makes any sense for it to be her daughter.
This is a little bit that I'm probably going to mention off in the edited part of this video, but the achievement you get for beating Portal 1 is literally called Heartbreaker, and I don't know why people like, people just, like, turn their head away from that because, you know, you beat Portal 1, you escape the facility and kill GLaDOS. It's called Heartbreaker. Really?
Yeah.
No, they're not in love, though. They're not in love, though.
It's so weird that people will look at the achievement in Portal 1 for killing the companion cube, which says fratricide, and overanalyze it to hell and back, and then they don't look at the Heartbreaker achievement at all. Not one bit.
So the last part of this theory is the one piece of evidence that actually makes sense for this theory that I'm probably gonna go over because I have to write something about this because I have a bit of a whole thing about it. So you don't have to read out this last part with the lyrics, but I do want to show you something very important that I found. Remember how I said that the only other like thing for this theory I could find was a YouTube video reading out the reading out the Reddit theory, just like straight up. On that video is this comment, which really changed my mind about literally everything. If you would be so kind to read it.
Do you think the companion cube GLaDOS gave to Chell in the end credits contains the corpse of...
Go on.
Erilyn, aka Chell's mom.
So, okay. So this actually did change my mind. It made me sit back and think, wait, I've been looking at this all wrong.
I'm glad I changed your opinion and made you realize the true theory and what Portal was actually about. Mm-hmm. Mother-daughter relationships.
Mother-daughter relationships
who want to kill each other.
That want to kill each other and stuffing dead bodies in companion cubes and that they're all morons.
And are fucking idiots who have idiot children.
Hi, Editing Drew here. I just wanted to go over this one point that is the like only good piece of evidence for this theory. That being, in the Turret Opera, there's a line that refers to Chell from GLaDOS' perspective as a word that translates to child or baby girl. People interpret this as it being like a relation to mother and daughter. I don't speak Italian, so I honestly don't know the correct translation. But what I did want to talk about, which is what's important about this, is that this song wasn't written by a writer of the game. This line was actually from Elle McLean herself doing on the spot shitty Italian. So here is her saying that. Just thought it'd be important to mention.
Caro ben. You know, I recorded that. And I made up the words. out of my bad Italian. I made up all the words on the spot. But
So basically what I'm saying is this wasn't written by a writer, nor was it intended. It's not even being said by somebody who is good at Italian. So the thing is, like, I have trouble using it as proper evidence for anything, really. I'm very glad that you read this out with me. It was a joy having you here to just go over my favorite theory on the internet. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really glad to have been here for this. When do I get paid, by the way? Like, when do I get paid?
Oh, yeah. So, anyway, would you like to do your own outro? Would you like to say a little piece goodbye or anything?
Watch my video.
Thank you for Jacox for helping me understand the true ways of Portal. As always, if you'd like to support the channel, you can become a patron. You get special perks such as scripts and assets made for my videos, and you even get your name read out at the end of the video. Like now. Thank you for the patrons Very Slow Girl, Milky Chip, and Jacox98. Wait, that last one sounded familiar. Join the Discord server if you want to hang out with my community, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of my antics. Thanks for watching. I've been your host, portalpilled, and I'll see you later.